Hello and welcome. If you feel like you're hitting your head against a wall and you just cannot break through whatever the situation is, if you're just stuck and no matter what you do, nothing seems to be getting better, and it's just one of those things where it's one thing after another, and something has to give, this reading's for you. So let's go ahead and get the cards to help us understand where we are. And you're gonna be like, Kirsten, I know exactly where I'm at, I know what's going on, but I'm trying to figure out what's underneath the surface of everything and not just on top. Because if we understand what's going on underneath, then we can get a better understanding of what the solution is. You need to have a clear understanding of the problem so that way you can be the solution focused oriented person that we are meant to be. So let's just get a few more cards to help us understand. Nope, that's not right. To help us understand, what's all playing here. What's being called out to us. Nope. That was a lot more cards than I was expecting, but we're gonna go with it. Okay. Let's put this in order, because again, it's a lot more cards than I was expecting. Alright. If no you out there, get out there. Simple. This is one of those things where, you might be nervous, scared, or afraid to be yourself. You might be saying that no one else is doing it, so, it's not going to work out. Clearly, you need to be out there. It needs to be something that you bring to the table. It's not going to be something that other people are doing, because it's not meant for other people to be doing. It's meant for you to be doing. Oh, this one's, kind of hard to read. There is no such thing as the end, only the strangest... Sorry, let me repeat that. There is no such thing as the end, only the strangest change there has ever been. I don't know if I can't get my camera to focus on that, but that's what it says. And it's a beautiful picture. And this is a reminder that it's the classic one door closes, another one opens kind of deal. This picture is actually kind of like the circle of life kind of picture. But it's true. There really is no ending. It's just there's the next phase, the next thing. And yeah, some things do end, but it's not ending in the sense of, it's stopping, like life's coming to a stop. It's ending in the sense of that it's time for this phase to be over and it's time to go into the new phase. Think of the seasons. Yes, we can say that spring ends, summer ends, fall ends, and winter ends. But at the same time, you don't ever have summer's ended, I know this for sure. It's a transition, it's transitional. And sometimes, yes, there are hard cutoffs. But again, with that being said, things still keep going and moving and turning. Nothing ever comes to a full stop. That's what I'm getting with that card. Who cares if we become nothing? We were all once nothing. So this card, look how happy those little things are. This card reminds you that it's one of those things where you need to make the most of what you have now and not try to be something more than what was meant for you to be. I don't mean that in a way of don't dream big. No, dream big. Be the person that you want to be. But at the same time, don't put pressure on yourself to be something you don't want to be. So, what if you don't become, an amazing actor who everybody will always remember? What matters is that you lived your life to your fullest. And if along the way you become that amazing actor, if you become a Shakespeare or a Beethoven or something like that, cool, great. That's awesome. But at the same time, don't think that your life is, amounts to nothing just because, you're not one of those people. It's one of those things where, yeah, your name might only be remembered by a few, when it comes to this time. And that's okay, because you did things to help change people. You did things to help make the world better. So focus on being you wholeheartedly, and if you end up becoming somebody like Shakespeare or Beethoven or, anything along those lines, cool. You don't, that's fine too. We're not all meant to be excellent. The point of sleep is to let it all go. Every time I see this card, I'm reminded that sometimes you just need to sleep on it. It's not about finding the answers now. It's not even about necessarily finding the answers tomorrow after you sleep on it. What it is about is it's one of those things where you just need to let it go. And if you are only sleeping to survive, and what do I mean by that? If you are going to bed exhausted, waking up exhausted, and running your whole day and not allowing yourself to have any rest whatsoever, you're not really giving yourself the ability to have your brain process what it needs to process so that way you can do the things that you need to do. The point of sleep is to let it all go. Literally means the point of like resting is to allow your brain to not have to think about it, to not have to stress, to not have to be consumed by something. And I feel like right now you're being called out for not doing that. You never get there and you never stay here. That's important. If you've been watching my videos for a little bit, you know that I'm on this whole destination is just an illusion thing, and it's true, and this card explains it perfectly. Because it's one of those things where once you get to wherever you want to be or your destination, there's already going to be someplace new that you're going to be aiming for. There's going to be a new thing. Like, you don't just stay wherever you're going to be. You keep moving, you keep growing. Think about trees. Yeah, trees are rooted in the ground, but at the same time, they keep growing. They keep growing up. They don't just say, oh, I'm going to stop here, I'm done. No, they keep moving. Like, their roots keep growing outwards. They keep growing taller. Their branches keep getting longer. Like, there's always movement. So you never got there, and you never stay here. The point of it is there really is no stillness. There is something about this reading so far that is really talking about needing to understand that, like, it's not about, you know what, let's get to this last card and then I'm going to go into it because I feel like this last card needs to be said before I go through the whole thing. You get to control so many atoms. This is adorable. This one's just one of those ones where it's like you don't realize how much power you have in you, and you don't understand that, like, you already are amazing. You can already do amazing things, and it's time to see yourself as the truly amazing person that you are. A lot of times it's one of those things where it's like, you know, you feel yourself a failure, you feel yourself, you know, not a good person, a monster, a piece of trash, whatever it is. Not saying those are great things to feel, but I felt them about myself at times, I get it. But you get to control so many atoms. So, like, you have the ability to control and create and do so many things. Like, your own body is constantly regenerating cells, regenerating blood cells. Your body is constantly doing things that we don't even realize that it's doing. The fact that you're breathing, the fact that your heart is pumping blood. Like, yeah, you're not consciously controlling those atoms, but you are still, like, your consciousness is in control of those things. And then when you decide to make something, whether it be, you know, making dinner or some type of food dish, or whether you're creating something like a sculpture or paint, or, hi, Squall says hi, everybody. We're gonna get off the reading. Come on, bub. Say bye. Ugh. Whether you're creating play with your cat because, you know, they need the distraction. Every time you create something, you're manipulating atoms. You're doing stuff with atoms. And so think of all that you can control. Think of all that you can touch. Think of it all and realize that you have more power in you than you realize. And I wanted to read this card before I kind of like stopped, like that one message I kind of stopped to read this card really helps to like get you to understand that, like, think of all the atoms that are, like, you know, just coursing through you, which is a hard thing to think of. Like, your brain, at least my brain, can't even fathom how many atoms are in my human body. Let alone the chair that I'm sitting in, the webcam I'm using, the computer that's in front of me. Like, I cannot fathom that many atoms. All I know is the result of what I see in front of me. But the truth is like with the you never get there and you never stay here thing, it's a reminder that everything keeps moving. Atoms aren't still. There is no true stillness at all in this world that we know of. It's not even possible to have true stillness because everything is always moving. Everything's always creating or growing, or, you know, even decay in its own way is a form of it still not being stagnant and still not being still. So this is like one of those messages that starting out, like, the whole point of us pulling these cards was to see what the underlying problem is. And the underlying problem is I feel like you are just so rooted in something that is holding you still, and you're forgetting that you're not being still, that you're still moving. You're just going in a circle. You're not giving yourself the chance to break free from that circle. And yeah, life is a spiral. Trust me, I know that. I preach that. I talk about it all the time. Like, life is a spiral. But if you are giving yourself not the permission to like raise up at all, you're only giving yourself permission to stay on that same level, yet you're going to make a circle. Eventually you have to give yourself permission to go up or down, but preferably go up. Because the point of everything that we do is to just be, just to live, just to create, just to grow. And right now, with you hitting your head against the wall, feeling like you're in the spot, you are so convinced that you can't get out of it that you put yourself in a place that you believe is stillness, that is stuck, that is immovable, because your mind has made you believe that that's possible and true. But it's not. It's not the truth. You're always moving, always growing, and whatever situation you're in that has you feeling so frozen, so still, so in, like, the fact that even change is possible just has you thinking that it's not possible, it's all in your mind. It is all something that is a cage that is created by your mind, by your ego, to say, this is all we can do. We can't do better. But you can. And every other part of your body, minus your ego, knows it. Your ego even knows it. It just wants to keep you here in this space, because here in this space, things are predictable and things are knowable, and you know how to manage and navigate. And that's what the ego likes. It likes to be able to be manageable and navigatable. It doesn't like the unknown, even if the unknown is better for you. That being said, let's talk to these tarot cards here. Because I'm really curious about... I understand why we're hitting our head against the wall. I understand why we feel stuck. I want to know what thought process or belief or experience kept us or led us to believe this. Because again, this is one of those things where we are so much more than what we're giving ourselves credit for. We are just looking to see other people who have done what we've done, and we're trying to justify the existence that we're living, that we're putting ourselves in, by saying, well, no one else has done it yet, so obviously it can't be done. But it can be done, and it's going to be done. It just needs to be done by you. Put that there. All right, we got the sun. So the sun's lesson is about you having energy, about you having learned a lesson, about you completing something. Think of it like, you know, completing high school or college, or getting a job promotion, or learning a new craft. It's one of those things that once you learn it, you have it. You don't need to relearn it. It's yours permanently. And then on top of that, you're, you know, just so revitalized with energy to go out into the world and share it. So share it with the world. Share whatever it is that you want to share, and be the person that you want to be. All right, we have the Ace of Wands in its reverse position. So this is me understanding that you do have this passion, this desire, this craving to just go and do something, to be somebody, to change it up, to shake it up. But instead of allowing yourself to follow that, you know, burning fire of desire, of passion and excitement and creativity, you let it get smoldered by fears and doubts and other people's opinions, and the fact that no one else is doing it, so it can't be done. And thinking that if I do this, you know, there's a chance that, you know, I might just become another person in history instead of being, you know, who I'm supposed to be, which is something that I'm not actually meant to be, but my mom and dad want me to be that, so I should try to be that. We need to get oxygen in there. We need to start believing in ourselves and start being who it is we want to be. The Five of Wands in its reverse position. So right there, that's telling me that we're having conflictive action. That, you know, we either have too many irons in the fire and we know and don't care, or we know that we got the too many irons in the fire, but we just don't know how to prioritize. We don't know how to decide what's important, what can be dropped, and what we need to focus on to keep going forward. A lot of times when I see the Five of Wands in its reverse position, again, it's another reminder that we're just staying still, that we're kind of burying our head in the sand, because if we don't look at the problem, then we don't have to address it. But that's not how it works. Again, life keeps moving. Everything keeps moving. You just have to accept that you too are part of the movement and you have the ability to move with it. And then our last tarot card here is Judgment Reversed. Remember that judgment is you judging yourself. This isn't, some divine judgment. This isn't something where, someone else judges you. It's you judging yourself and then deciding whether or not if the being that you're being is someone you like or it's someone you don't like. And when I see this in its reverse position, you've already had this come to yourself moment. You've already had the moment where you go, whoa, 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 things really need to change. Again, it's about doing the things that allow you to change, though. It's you understand that, who you are in the mirror is not your fullest potential, not your fullest, ability to be. And instead of giving yourself the permission to say, okay, you know what? I'm not being healthy. I'm, eating really poorly and I'm not letting my body exercise. I need to start making changes to exercise. That's what we need to do. But instead what you're saying is, well, this is who I am and there's nothing that can be done about it. And that's a lie. There's a lot that can be done about it. It's just you doing what it takes to make that change. Because you're so worried about being somebody that's not meant for you to be. It's like you're so worried about being this perfect doctor or this perfect lawyer or this perfect, insurance broker or this perfect car salesman. Like you're so worried about being somebody in your company or in a place amongst people that's not even there right for you to be there. Like you don't even, it's not your people. It's not your group. It's not your place. It's not your space. But you just want to be recognized so bad that you're burying and you're hiding and you're putting on so many masks that you're not giving yourself permission to actually be you. Instead, you're trying really hard to be everybody else. So now I want to ask how we let go of these masks. What is it that we can do to drop the mask and say, you know what? I want to be me. I'm ready to be me. I'm ready to find out who I really am, because right now I feel like you are so far into your act. You're so far into like you needing to be this version of you that everyone else says you should be, that you honestly have forgotten who you are on the inside, the dreams that you want, the hopes and the desires that you want. And recently something happened where you had a taste in that remembrance, but then you let everyone else's expectations just smother you again. And we need to stop doing that. All right, so spring. Okay. So if you know me, you know I like to say we all have our personal seasons. We all have our spring, summer, fall, and winter. Right now, I'm getting that you're in your spring season. So what does that mean? This means that this is where we start planting the seeds. This is where we start saying, you know what? I'm going to make the changes. I'm going to be different. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be what it is I've always wanted to be. This is a chance for you to plant your seeds, to make your personal changes, and to give yourself the ability to start growing now. How do you make those seeds? Affirmations, journaling, small life changes. Take a 5-minute walk on a daily basis if you can. Put the phone down if you catch yourself doom scrolling. Tell yourself, you know what? I am different. I am me. If you want to be an artist, say I'm an artist. If you want to be a writer, say I'm a writer. If you want to be a freelancer, say I'm a freelancer. If you want to be an actor, say I'm an actor. Whatever it is, plant the seeds and start doing little things now to help you get to who it is that you really want to be at your heart. Whoever it is that gets that fire, that passion, that creative desire growing. Oh, look, we got the sun again. That's 2. That is 2 suns. And that's beautiful. And the sun has a heart. But also realize that there's darkness in this card too. Because some of the lessons that we have to go through grow from darkness. Oh, that's growth. That's spring. So look at that. Like, you're going to have the ability to plant the seeds and the sun is going to nurture you. You're going to grow. Everything is there to just be with you. This card is all about, specifically compared to the difference of this sun card. This card is a reminder that, you sometimes you have to be in the dark. It's literally like the seed metaphor where, the sun is still working on those seeds even underneath the dirt. But you have to be in the dark, and you have to push through the seed, and then you have to push through the dirt, and then eventually you crust, and then you get to see the sun. So yeah, maybe you do need to do some shadow work. Actually, 100% you need to do some shadow work. I'm not gonna lie. You need to go internal, and you need to see when you stopped being you and why you stopped being you, and figure out how to help you get back to, again, who you really are. The part of you that is being smothered, held back, that is lost among all the masks that you're wearing. The path. Okay, I literally said with this card that you're doing something that no one else is doing. This is your path. This is your gateway. This is your permission. You are on your own individual path. You'll never get there, and you'll never stay here. Why? Because everything is always moving and changing. You are always moving and changing. It's just a matter of you letting yourself evolve and become the person that you're meant to be. Are you going to try to stay in the same spot, or are you going to allow yourself the chance to walk the path that is meant for you? And our last card, summer. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we have 2 trees with hearts around it, and we have 2 seasons. That's pretty significant, because spring and summer is the growing time. So during summer, so spring's when you plant the seeds. Summer is when you tend to it. It's when you give yourself permission to relax. But at the same time, you also have to water, you have to weed the garden, and you have to make sure that you're taking proper care of the things that are happening. So not only are we planting seeds, but also we are actively working on the things that we've already planted. So this tells me that you started a journey. Like, this isn't, you didn't just decide to do this. You have been working on yourself. You have been giving yourself permission to be yourself. So now we're planting new seeds, which is great, but also we need to tend to the things that we've been working on already. And it's one of those things where it's like, look at how much light is in the summer one. It's so beautiful. That heart is so much bigger. And the sun is always shining. I also 100% feel like right now you were being so divinely guided in this, but you feel like you're not, because the load that you're working through is a lot. And I get that. But understand too that you have so much going for you. It's just right now, you're at a beginning phase. You're in a beginning stage. Yeah, summer can be hot and muggy and not great, but summer can also be a time of relaxation. So we need to make sure we're balancing that. We're doing hard work, but we're also actually actively resting. Because the actively resting part is the important part of summer. Guess what? Stuff just has to grow. You have to let stuff grow. It needs time to grow. So the point of sleep is to let it all go. That kind of goes with your summer card here. Just let it go. You have to trust. And you have to understand that there really is no such thing as an end, only the strangest change that it's ever been. If you really want this transformation, if you're really ready to drop all those masks, if you're really ready to make the change that you're going to make, it's going to be chaos and crazy, and you're going to be like, what the heck am I going through? And that's okay, because that's 100% part of the process. All right, this message really has been a call out message, so we're going to just ask for a little bit of kindness and a little bit of direction, a little bit of encouragement on how to remember to find our true self and help us through this time of, needing to just kind of trust and let go. Because that's hard. I'm not going to lie. It's not easy to let go. It's really hard to detach. But also, just give us the encouragement, because you are making decisions. You're making changes. You are starting a journey, but it's a journey, and it's going to be a minute. So let's find something nice to hear. All right, stay present. That's where life happens. That 100% goes with this card. You never get there, and you never stay here. Getting there is the future. Staying here is the past. You always have to be in the present. So that goes beautifully. And it's just a reminder that, you know, the only thing you have control over is right now, this moment in time, 100%, nothing more. You have the power to create life. You have the power to create the life you love. Remember that. I 100% have been saying that this whole reading. This card perfectly encompasses what I've been saying about you needing to do what it is that you need to do to create the life that you want to create by prioritizing your actions and understanding that you need to be the person that you want to be. Stop looking outside yourself for answers. You already know them. This one's huge. This one is totally calling you out. This is that Judgment card in its reverse position saying, you know, you're not going to be something different than what you already are. Look inside. Trust your intuition. Give yourself permission to say, I'm going to be who I'm meant to be, and I'm not going to keep listening to outside voices. Because the outside voices are what are causing this problem anyway. The outside voices are friends, family, colleagues, bosses, a whole slew of people that have well-intentioned meanings but aren't helping you in any way. Remember that it's okay to be happy. It really is. So this is for my people, and I know you're one of them, and I'm this way too sometimes, but being happy can be scary when what makes you happy is different than what everyone else is doing. But you know what? It's okay to be different. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to indulge. It's okay to just be you. And then our last card. Open your heart, not just a little, all the way, and let the love flow. This is really important. This isn't just love from other people. This is love for yourself too. So open your heart all the way. Let yourself love who you truly are, and let others love you as you truly are, and trust that it's gonna work out, because it will work out. You are going to find the answers. You are going to know what it is. You are going to understand your path. You're going to see yourself in such a beautiful way. You just have to lay down the masks and start being you. And you've started the journey. You 100% have. Proud of you for that. But there's more work that needs to be done. You need to stop looking for what other people have already done and know that your path is different than everyone else's, that yours is unique to you. So start just doing it for you. And if you're really confused on what you need to do for you, go ahead and ask in the comments below. We have a community. The community can help you find yourself, or I will also answer the question. If you want more information, or if you want to get some more specific information about your specific situation, there is a link in the comments below, there's a link in the description below for a private reading. Go ahead and click on the link for a private reading. That is all that I have for you today. I thank you so much for sticking it out with me, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.